Is Marvel cooking with the new Avengers Doomsday? Let's talk about it. Okay, guys, so as you know, there's been major news through the Marvel Cinematic Universe world here. We got announcements for who will be in Avengers Doomsday, which is a big deal. It starts off this video with Chris Hemsworth being the first chair, right? Name that we saw. As many of you guys may know, you might have been following along throughout the weekend, or not weekend, the day, right? That it felt like the weekend, right? Because it went on for like 4 hours, where the MCU decided to cook up an idea where we watch in this chair, like we're seeing in this background, but it was only showing one name at a time every 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. I don't really know. I wasn't following the entire time, right? Where every 10, 20 minutes, it would pop up as a new name. We got the finished product now with the full cast of characters, and it gave you all the names that we expected, right? It gave us Paul Rudd's Ant-Man, which we see up here. We see Shang-Chi. Tom Hiddleston's Loki was the first like real exciting one to really pop up, in my opinion. And then, I'm glad we're having Thor come back. I'm hoping Thor makes a comeback. Obviously, we know in Thor: Love and Thunder, they made him really not that cool. So I'm hoping they bring him back to form, to where he deserves to be, which is a top Avenger. But the big ones, as we see down here, we expected the Thunderbolts, we expected a new Fantastic Four cast, but the big ones are Channing Tatum coming back as Gambit. He really made a name for himself, right? Just like he said he was gonna do, right? So that's really cool. James Marsden as Cyclops coming back. We have Beast in the movie as well. We have the original Patrick Stewart's Professor X, the original Nightcrawler, the original Magneto and Ian McKellen, which is huge. Obviously, we have Anthony Mackie's Captain America. But yeah, in my opinion, some of the major ones that really stood out to me are the X-Men characters making a comeback here. It's Magneto, it's Beast, it's Cyclops, it's Gambit with Channing Tatum. The original Mystique is coming back, which I'm really, really excited about. Patrick Stewart's Professor X, and the original Nightcrawler. X-Men is really the thing that really made this entire thing for me. And a cool way this finished off is it finishes off with Robert Downey Jr. at the end, giving us a little shush sign, obviously implying that this whole thing leads down to Robert Downey Jr.'s for Doomsday. He comes all boils down to Doctor Doom. So those are the big names that we've seen in there. Some are really exciting. Like I said, the X-Men cast is very, very excited. One thing I want to talk about though is the names that we don't see. Right, we don't see Chris Evans on there. We assumed that Chris Evans was going to be in the movie. We heard lots of announcements that Chris Evans was supposed to be in the movie. So why is his name on the chair? That's one of the big questions. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. We don't see him. Chris Pratt's Star-Lord. Charlie Cox's Daredevil, which is making a lot of waves. The show is doing great, and it's so far so good. We have Wong. We have Tom Holland's Spider-Man. That's the biggest one. Why is Tom Holland's Spider-Man not in these chairs? Is it because he's not going to be in the movie, or are they hiding it and keeping it a secret from us? That is the real question behind this. I don't see how Tom Holland's Spider-Man can't be in this movie. It's kind of baffling, unless they really want to save, everything to Avengers Secret Wars to be that much more fantastic. That's the only thing I can think of. Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye, Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury is a big one. Brie Larson's Captain Marvel. I don't know why he put Madam Web. I don't see that happening, but if it does, I guess that'd be funny. Doctor Strange obviously being a big one. A lot of people thought Doctor Strange was gonna be a big part of leading the Avengers, right? We don't see his name on here. We don't see Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch, or Kate Bishop's Haley Steinfeld. There is some huge names: War Machine, Vision, Star-Lord. All these names you see, these are big names that we are leaving off. Now the question is, are they going to be in the movie, or are they not, right? I think names like, he didn't list them, but obviously Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, those are names that we want to know. Are they being pushed back to Secret Wars to make Secret Wars that grand? I think there's a possibility where, maybe these these names that we see in this movie listed in those chairs, maybe they're all cannon fodder. Maybe a lot of them are going to get picked off. Obviously, not all are probably going to die, but maybe 80, 90% of them are going to die. And that's why they're going to need, some more throwbacks. We don't see Halle Berry's, Storm, right? We don't see her in here. That's a big name. We see a lot of OG iconic X-Men characters, right? With Cyclops and Professor X and Magneto and this and that, but we don't see, Wolverine. We don't see Storm. Some heavy hitters. We don't see Tom Holland Spider-Man. That's the biggest one. We were all wondering, Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. seeing each other face to face. I still think that's gonna happen, but maybe they're just keeping it as a surprise for us. But at the same time, I feel like Tom Holland Spider-Man would probably be a focal point, so why would it be a secret of him being one of the lead Avengers? So I don't know what Marvel exactly is doing, but I do think they're cooking. I think the entire chair idea was really unique, really exciting, and it was kind of flat in some ways. Like, I think in the grand scheme of it, it's exciting, but the lead up to it, outside of Thor and Loki, I wasn't like, okay, like the Thunderbolt characters and some of the Phase 4, Phase 5 characters. Not that excited, right? But when we get back to those OG X-Men characters, that's pretty exciting and makes you just start wondering and spinning the wheel. Okay, what does this mean? What are they gonna do with this? So I think the MCU is cooking. I think this is a great idea to bring good conversation for guys like me to go on the internet and say, okay, what does this all mean for all the characters that are left out that are important? And even if they're not left out, I mean, you still have Ant-Man, you still have Thor, you still have, some important characters, but we are missing some huge ones, and we have so many questions, and we don't know when we will get those answers. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Leave a comment down below. What did you think of this entire idea, the chair idea? Were you watching it consecutively? I definitely wasn't. I kept checking throughout the day. Didn't see the finished product of all those X-Men characters joining until the final minute and a half video that isn't the live stream that shows all the names at once. That's when I saw those names. I saw the other ones throughout the day and was busy for the next portion of it, right? So, saw certain names. What did you think as was going along? Are you disappointed with the list? Are you disappointed with the idea? Do you think Tom Holland Spider-Man is definitely going to be in the movie? Do you think they're holding back from us? What's going on with Chris Evans? What's going on with anyone that you're really thinking of right now? This is exciting stuff for MCU fans. I think this was a good idea because, MCU is just so down and out in some degrees. Besides, Daredevil Born Again, I think, is cooking right now. But obviously, there's so many question marks with the MCU. Clearly, they are trying to bring the hype back. Clearly, they're trying to, elevate the conversations, put Robert Downey Jr. at the front center of it, and put all these names, and, it's lead into Doomsday. And it comes out next year, so we need to start talking about it. They're filming about it. So there's so many conversations to be had, and yeah, I don't know. Comment down below your thoughts, right? And if you like this video, and even if you don't, give it a like anyway. Support, subscribe. I am going to have a superhero Mount Rushmore video that's coming out within the next few days whenever I can finish editing. That means I'm taking my opinion objectively, what I think is deserving of the top 4 like superheroes of all time, like who I think sets the standard of the Mount Rushmore of superheroes. So if that sounds interesting to you, that video is coming out, so subscribe so you can see that video. Again, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.